Kyle. They click the link.
If they can see us, they click the link.
Hey guys, glad you clicked the link. Glad you're here.
Yeah, so as you guys know from our introduction to this, you know, we're really talking about why we're doing Foliar, you know, the reason being it. You know, for our program, you know, we equated it to really the maintenance of the house. You know, you've got to do small repairs regardless of how good your foundation is. And that's really kind of how we're treating, you know, our Foliar program. You know, once you get behind, you're not really going to make up for a lot, Brad. Really what we're trying to do is just kind of, you know, keep the health going, you know, not have those peaks and valleys, just kind of just ride a wave. So, you know, what are we doing and why are we doing it?
Right. Well, I mean, we get a lot of questions. Guys say, I'm going to put a foliar on a V2, V3, you know, second, third trifoliate crop when I'm making my herbicide application. There's no foliage out here. I mean, Kyle, what, 3-4% of the coverage maybe isn't actually foliage, maybe
Right.
10 at most on a good day. I mean, that's not a lot of coverage that we're getting, right? So why in the world are we wanting to put Exceed Nano Brown Sugar, Draft, Potassium Acetate, and our K-Blast? Like, why are you wanting to do that? Well, Kyle, when you get behind on potassium on a bean crop, let alone just a corn crop, but we're talking about beans right now, you get behind on that or you get behind on boron, you never can catch up.
No.
It's hard to catch up. I mean, there's just, I mean, the amounts you have to put on your pocketbook and our pocketbook can't afford it, and we can't make enough applications. I mean, we're a little crazy. We farm a little weird. I mean, we're making 4 to 6 foliar applications on beans during the year. Our high yield fields are probably going to get 7 or 8. Is that fair to say, Kyle?
Yeah, and that goes into, you know, kind of what I just said is, you know, we're not trying to supply a full year's worth of, you know, whether it is K or boron or any of these nutrients in our foliar application. We're trying to keep from, you know, being at the top and then tanking. Right. We're just trying to stay right here. Small incremental doses, you know, at timely periods.
Yep. So we talk about, you know, we're looking at this. We pulled up here, and then you're at this first or second trifoliate. So why would we want to put on like Exceed Nano Brown Sugar? Well, it's a Brix levels, guys. It's a sugar level. So there's 48% nanotechnology and brown sugar in there with a little humic acid and moly in there. What we're trying to do, and even on such a small crop, is it doesn't take much to move the needle and keep the sugar levels high. So what happens is you drive stress levels down, right? You help the metabolism. But I'll be honest, I mean, you look, we're in 20-inch rows. I don't care if you're in 15s, 30s, 36s, 38s. I don't really care. The thing that matters is it's going to hit the ground. And guess what? This dirt right here, it's a living, breathing organism. There's microbes that are in the soil. So as you provide sugar to the plant, you're also providing it to microbes. And Kyle, what do those microbes do?
They're just helping with our nutrient recycling. They're everything, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's your gut biome. Your soil is your gut biome. It controls everything. So you want to be able to feed that microbiome and allow them to cycle those nutrients. The next thing is, of a base foundation, is our K-Blast. So putting K-Blast down and boosting that potassium, why is potassium important? Why do you want to start off early on such a small crop and put potassium on?
Yeah, I mean, first off, just the main thing, Brad, obviously we all know that, you know, potassium, it's a macronutrient. You know, although a lot of us put on, you know, potassium chloride, you know, it's one of our macros that we're putting dry on with. Typically what we see a lot, especially as we're trying to push high yields, is that is the main limiting factor a lot of places. So you've got that, just giving it a small incremental dose of K. Important note too, as most of you guys know, our K-Blast is a potassium acetate, so pretty much 100% available form.
Yep.
You know, beyond that, another reason is, you know, it's hot out here today. We're sweating a lot.
88 degrees.
You know, what do you do when you get dehydrated? Whether it's Gatorade or you throw some, you know, some salt or something in your water, it's hydration, and that's, you know, it's an electrolyte. So that's just, you know, helping already move water, move nutrients, kind of help that cycling process.
Yeah, I say water assimilation. He makes it sound right, because, you know, water assimilation is that, right? It's assimilating water, splitting the water molecule, allowing that plant to pick it up. So that's another thing you can add is the K-Blast. And kind of the final foundational piece here, other than adding boron, which is a tune-up B, if you guys are interested in adding boron to your bean crop at an early point in time versus late, talk to us about that. But the final foundational piece we have is Draft. And Draft is actually kind of the ice cream on top, if you want to call it, right? It is mitigating stress. Yes, there's kelp extracts, there's helping the cytokine and you know, limiting oxygen production. So you're lowering that stress level. By adding Draft, Kyle, what else can we see?
Yeah, Brad, something else really important that we're going to see is, what's going on with the weather right now. 90 degrees, probably 70, 80% humidity today. Supposed to get some storms tonight, hot again tomorrow, and then Saturday, Sunday, we're looking at highs in the mid 60s, low in the 40s. That's a huge stress on these crops early. Really, they're going to want to shut down. So, with draft, really what we're trying to do is, like Brad said, those cytokinins, those auxins, we're trying to signal that plant to keep growing, to keep putting roots down. And that's the main thing. We're not so much worried about what's going on top of the ground right now. It's, keep that foundation, keep that factory going underneath the ground.
Right. A minute ago we were talking about an info video. A little bit ago we were discussing, we're out here digging plants and we're looking at from a foliar. I mean, guys, I was down there 5-6 inches pulling plants out, and I'm popping roots out. These things are trying to root themselves deep right now. And with those variations of highs and lows and stress level,
factory's going to shut down for a couple of days.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so we got to figure out a way to signal that and keep that going, and that's something we do all year. So, as you guys are asking, like, well, now I've got 3 or 4 things I got to foliar put on. You don't have to. That's what we do. We want to give our crop everything it can and build that foundation early. I don't want to short our crop throughout the whole entire year. We're looking at max bushels all the time because I know the only way we can produce ROI is we produce bushels, and we have to protect those bushels. Right now, these beans, Kyle, let's be honest, we got 200 bushel beans sitting out here, maybe 300 bushel beans. Everything we do to, let's say they finish at 80, everything that happens between now and 80 bushel it's literally destroying yield. You're coming off that high, and all we're trying to do is protect that plateau from going down as low as possible. And so we're doing things to protect that yield, not add it. No one adds yield, you protect yield. So get with us if you want to talk about, could be Exceed, could be Draft, could be K-Blast, could be Tune-Up B, could be a combination of 1 or 2 of them, could be a combination of all 4. But that's up to you guys and your budget this year. But as you're discussing what to put with your herbicide pass to help this crop, give us a call and we will talk to you. There's no blanket approach for everybody, is there, Kyle?
There's not.
No.
I think you just brought up a really important part that probably should have said earlier. We're piggybacking this on with a herbicide pass. That's a stressor, guys.
Absolutely.
These are E3 beans. Whether you're spraying Liberty or Roundup or Enlist on them, that plant still has to metabolize it. So, really the Exceed and the Draft, 2 big things to help with that metabolism to really help them bounce back faster.
100%. Yep. So you guys give us a shout, give us a call at the end of this video. There'll be our contact information, and give us a call. We'll work with you guys and figure out what you guys need and what your program needs to be. So until next time, you guys enjoy the Cross Creek Cut, and we'll see you on down the road.
Thanks, guys.